by the referee's assistant. Ibra just offside, millimetres away from beating Juan Pablo. Here's that earlier exchange here. Messi finds Xavi onwards to Iniesta, and that's a wonderful save by Juan Pablo. A wonderful attack, wasn't it? Brilliant by Xavi there. That wonderful turn, knowing instinctively.
To the inside. Moran passes it off,
he's
sneaking in on his left foot, but bumped at the last moment as Piqué puts out the fire and wide of Valdez's net.
Bilic is found nicely and drives into the box.
He's bleeding for a corner.
See, it's a lovely bit of football, this, and it was prompted by a bad giveaway, unusually, uncharacteristically by Xavi.
Again, when you're talking about the replacement of Eto'o and the arrival of Ibrahimovic, the offense seems to have gone down, or is that just statistics?
I think it is, in a lot of ways. Certainly Ibrahimovic hasn't scored as many goals as I think he probably should have. And I'm his biggest fan, as you well know, but there's no question he's went a little bit off the boil. And Messi has been banging them in, leads the race in La Liga for the goal scorers, and Ibrahimovic has certainly provided plenty of spark, but just haven't been capitalising quite as much as what they have done last year, as you fairly point out, Phil.
He does have 11 goals, but it's been a bit barren of late.
Yep.
20 minutes left to go in the first half. Threaded through for Iniesta. The deflection
Beautiful.
back for Messi. Here's Ibrahimovic, and there's a perfect example.
Just too reckless with this. Lashes at it. Usually is capable of steering it in, but he goes for full power. It's a beautiful turn, and you can see where he's going. At top corner has got Ibrahimovic's name all over it. He goes for that postage stamp in that top corner, but just a little bit wild with it. It's not those chances as much as a far set of easier chances that I think Ibrahimovic has been shaking his head about of late this season. Wonderful, cool play again by Eric.
Just to give you an idea, there was a stretch in December where he scored 4 goals in 5 games. But since then, he's only scored 1 over the next 8 in all competitions. Very un-Zlatan-like. Carmelo, Laura. Not that the seesaw is tilting, but seems like Gijon is feeling some confidence. Bilic! Almost perfect. And Valdez with the stop.
It's a difficult header.
Mate Bilic, Croatia. 8 seasons in Spain. 75 games for Sporting. 24 goals scored. 17 games played. 3 goals scored this season. 193 minutes without a goal in La Liga. Last goal, November 28, 2009 versus Villarreal.
Back of the net, he gets it on target. He's beautifully found. Wonderful inviting ball, but there's no real direction on it. Easy pickings for Victor Valdez.
Maybe next time a square off the head, because you saw Moran was unmarked, but that was the best from Gijon all day. Out wide for Messi. 3 men on him. Xavi. Little hip check, and now out wide for Puyol. In for Ibra. Tried the heel flick. Slammed upfield by Moran. Now it's a foot race. Did Piqué get there first? Carmelo. And they call for Barcelona.
Why Carmelo's so agitated with this, it clearly came off of him, did it not?
Looks like it could have hit the shin. You're an assistant on the sideline. The closer the ball gets to you, the harder it is.
It certainly came off Piqué, but then I thought it took that last touch off Carmelo right before it went out.
Zlatan brought down. Not a lot of fouls by either side yet. Been a pretty free-flowing affair, or much of it flowing towards the Sporting net. Valdez. There has been one big improvement this season. It has been Victor Valdez. The confidence, a new contract. And many thought he would be pushed to the side. One back by Rivera. Launched in, looking for Bilic. Puyol just gets ahead to it.
Needed to get there quickly as well. Lovely touch.
And a little shirt tug in the center of the park. Might have been Canella.
Talked about Barcelona's improved form defensively, statistically. He's onside, he's in.
And now off to the races.
Squares on.
Tucks it near post. He's done it again. Off the break. And Barca.
Pedro Rodriguez Ledesma, Spain. 6th goal of the season. 4 seasons with Barcelona. Only Barcelona's player to score in all competitions last year.
It's fabulous stretching football by Barcelona. Lightning quick again. Pedro finishes it off absolutely wonderfully. And he's got the square ball for an open goal for Ibrahimovic. You see, Iniesta sees him. He releases him. He's onside. He sees the square ball. He sees Ibra. He says, see ya, I don't need you. Pedro sees the goalkeeper come and curls it in clinically. Wonderful consideration. Pedro picks the right card out of his hand for the go-ahead goal. Kid scores goals for fun.
We might take another look. Borderline.
No, he's onside. He's onside.
And if there's
he's
a doubt,
definitely
keep the flag
level.
down.
We'll look at it again, Phil. Your point is well taken. It is very close, but I think he's completely level when the ball is released. He's actually not moving. He's stationary. So the referee's assistant had a clear look when the ball was pinged in wonderfully by this man on the ball, Iniesta, picking the lock again.
They say there's nearly 30,000 people in the stadium that might disagree, but the only ones that count kept the flag down. Messi, around 2.
Good play.
Lifted
Lovely.
back by Xavi for Iniesta. Slapped away one, Pablo, and then blasted to midfield. A player down, and is it going to be a foul? Yes.
Wonderful play. It falls to Iniesta in the end. And he sends a lovely flighted ball, but again, it's the lead-up football by this wonderful team that is so impressive. Eventually it comes here, and it's a good save in the end by Juan Pablo, but the 4 passes leading up to that are the real impressive points. As I was saying earlier, the good players that are competing for places here, Thierry Henry giving him all sorts of headaches, and Busquets and Yaya fighting it out for that defensive holding midfield position. It's all over the park.
Little bump. Messi thrown off. Puyol screaming for the ball down the line. Busquets back for Xavi. Oh, that's bent in perfectly. Ibra, though, not so perfect.
Wonderful ball to find him over the top. The right leg drags it in. Wonderful. Again, Xavi finds him, keeps himself beautifully onside. Lovely touch first, and then can it rasp it with the left.
Flag came up. I'm not sure what game that Sergio Sanchez is looking at. Ibrahimovic clearly onside. No controversy as Juan Pablo was up to the challenge anyway.
Wonderful ball.
Brought down just off the foot of Messi.
Would have been a wonderful goal. Look at the quick jackrabbit release from Messi. And instinctively he is found beautifully over the top, but can it extend his little legs there, little Leo.
Talk about the mesmerizing style. It's like a cobra, just hypnotizing and then striking. 45th minute, Valdez. Marquez. Piqué. Busquets.